everyone, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the Unofficial PlayStation Plus podcast, your monthly slice for all things PlayStation Plus. News, reviews, reactions, opinions, we got them look, the episodes are coming out when they come out, alright? Who cares about if it's the last Sunday, the first Sunday? I'm Vincent Kenny, and joining me on this episode is our very lovely guest. She's very freaked out. I screamed right into mic. It's my fiance, Miss Sarah Louise. How are you doing today, hon?
I'm doing great now that I don't have eardrums.
But yeah, so she's gonna be here to talk about the PlayStation Plus games for December 2021. But before we get into all that, how are you doing, hon?
I've been doing great.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna try and hide this. We're recording this in the new year, so we didn't make it to December.
Yeah, definitely not.
It's 2022 now.
It's been busy.
But yes, how was New Year's for you?
New Year's was fabulous, even though we just stayed home. But it was cute.
COVID friendly. We stayed home.
Yes.
Mostly because we just don't want to deal with people. It's not for any altruistic reason. We are just like, nah, we hate people.
Let's just stay home.
Yeah, so
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, and then did recovering. But yeah, we've also
we won't talk about that.
Yeah, we had a very rough night and we needed another day to recover. Goodness gracious, where the heck is it? Anyway, yes. So no, the thing I was gonna say before we even get to all that.
So how was New Year's for you?
Before midnight, it was very good, very lovely. We were singing karaoke.
Yeah,
we were
that was fun.
Yeah, we stayed up late. We watched the countdown.
Mm-hmm.
Screw Times Square. They had awful because literally it got to they did the 30-second countdown and it got to 10 seconds and they started cutting to some random people in the crowd. And I'm like, who? And I couldn't see the counter.
Right? We don't care about those people.
I got real anxiety because it was oh geez, 8, 7, 6. I'm like, okay, don't lose count. I don't want to be a second off.
Oh my goodness, that's too funny.
But no, as always, as we do before we get into all the fun other stuff, I just like to see what people, non-gaming stuff, people have been doing lately in their lives. Now, this is obviously fun because us being engaged and being a couple and everything, we literally spend 24/7 around each other. So we're going to have very similar things. So I'm going to give it to you, just of all the things we've watched recently.
I was going to say Cobra Kai.
Yeah? No, cool. We literally just finished that last night. That kind of dates, well, I guess it was New Year's. Anyway, yeah, we just finished it last night. I won't go spoiler since it's still relatively new, but I pleasantly enjoyed it. I was shocked you did not enjoy it as much as I thought you did.
What?
For the new season of Cobra Kai. Because I saw you...
Well, I liked it, but I like that it's what it's gonna set up for next season.
That's the thing that sucked for me was that season 3 ended with oh, we're having a tournament. The tournament's awesome, and then most of this season was just all right, well,
we're building up.
We're waiting for the tournament, but it's I've already had a year and a half to wait for the tournament. I want the tournament now. I don't want to.
Yeah.
But I like the stuff they did for the new characters and all that, and it actually.
I like the character development, and I like what it's gonna do for the next season because I really wanted to see them work together this season, but they didn't.
Yeah.
So.
Oops. Whoops. Whoopsie doodles.
It is what it is, YOLO.
just bleep everything. It's all
he's gonna bleep it.
No, it's fine.
We're good. Ow.
What was it? The one I was gonna say that we've done most of the English episodes. What was it? You also started what was it? The World Ends With You.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty. I think there's only 1 or 2 English episodes, and we gotta wait for the rest. But I'm shocked.
Oh, you just admitted.
What? What?
You're a dub, not a sub. Oh no!
I'm
joking.
I have no idea what you're rambling about.
Whatever. Let's just move on.
Anyway, I I'm just saying I'm pleasantly enjoyed it, especially because like you very much were like, I don't care, whatever, just put this on. Because
I know.
Yeah,
at first I was like,
whatever. And then by episode 3, you're no, hold on. I gotta sit down. I gotta break this down. So
yeah, because I like it a lot actually.
Yeah. Again, we won't go spoilers for like a. God, I don't even want to do this math like a 17-year-old game, but. The show is a very good adaptation. Like I said, the main thing for me is just...
Well, you said it wasn't... You said non-game related. That's kind of game related.
No, because it's an anime based off of a game.
Ah!
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's funny because...
Sounds like a
little...
Sneaky.
Little... I haven't committed to this, but a little preview for next month is...
Little sorry.
Okay, I see. I was like, what are you even trying to say right now?
Nothing.
No, but the interesting thing is, so basically, the future spoilers for next month, but no, for one of the games for the January Plus games, right? Mm-hmm. Is this sequel to this RPG. So it takes place after the first game and all this other stuff. And that's where I'm like, okay, the RPG is like 80 hours. I still haven't played it. Like I'm not gonna do that in a month plus play the second game. So my options are like, I can either watch like the anime or I could just like read a Wikipedia thing, and I'm like,
The heck? Why would you Wikipedia?
I do that for a lot of stuff. Like even if I'm not, if it's something I'm kind of just casually interested in, like because there's certain stuff where I'm like. Okay, I'm not gonna watch that for like 5-6 years. I just want to see like how this ends. I want to know the spoilers.
God, never. I could never do that. I was like, that to me, like, are you? Well, again, like I said,
no, because the one that you always give me a lot of slack for is I read up a lot on Game of Thrones, so I know a lot about
but
the
you
Red.
Never finished it.
I technically speaking, I've only watched up until season 2.
Blasphemous.
Yeah, I got distracted by life, and then I was like, I'll come back to it.
It doesn't matter anyways, because I got so mad. I literally invested so many years of my life. It was my favorite show, and that final episode was like, what the hell?
Hey, we stand Braun in this podcast.
I know, like, I do too, to be completely honest, but just, it still was just not.
It wasn't. Yeah, no. But yeah, so... We'll see what happens with that, because we already have a bunch of other 50 shows we gotta watch.
Oh god, I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah, but instead of focusing on all the shows,
Am I too low?
No, you're alright. Of all the shows we're not watching, let's focus on the Plus games for December 2021. So you got 3 games for this month. Excuse me. The first one was Mortal Shell. It was created by Cold Symmetry and first released on August 18th, 2020, and then a PS5 and Xbox Series whatever on March 4th, 2021. It has a Metacritic of 76, though the PS5 version is 74, so it's 2 points lower for whatever. And it sold 50,000, or sorry, I'm so dumb with numbers. 500,000?
Where are you showing me?
500,000 copies as of March 2021. So, I haven't played this game. I know nothing about this game. So, this one will be really quick. All I know is that it is it's like a Dark Souls game. Right. And the thing I was going to say, more so for you, you know, because you've been gaming a bit before me, and you've definitely like gaming a bit more through me.
Yes.
So like, are you at all interested even trying like a Dark Souls, like those super hard, tough games where they just like beat the crap out of you, and then like you have to die and try again, try again. Like, do those have any interest to you?
Honestly, once upon a time, yes. Probably not so much anymore.
No, I, because my brother is big into them, so like I played a bunch through him, and the thing for me is like I don't know how to describe it without being weird, but like I'm not like a masochist like that. So like I don't like being that punishment, because people are like saying like, oh,
it literally sounds like the worst time of my life.
Yeah, Because people are always like, oh, but the joy is like, oh, you get your ass kicked and kick and kick, and then you get better, and like, oh, I've been struggling on this boss for 4 hours, but then I finally beat him.
No.
I'd be like, no, after the second hour, I'm gonna give up. Like, that's,
Oh, I know. I remember watching your Twitch streams.
that was a Twitch. I can't remember which one it was, because that was only.
You're so mad. Like, you went from like being like normal Vinny to this angry.
Oh, and that's gonna say, I think,
defeated man.
I think at that point I was when I was streaming, I wasn't even doing the camera. I think it was just the thing. So like you couldn't see me because I was like on the floor, like literally twitching and like screaming and all that other stuff. So, shout out to the children in the background. I don't know if the audience can hear that, but whatever.
They can. That was a funny one to hear.
Yeah, but no, it's one of those things. I have respect for these games. It's much like the the plane simulator games.
Yeah,
it's one of those things like, hey, if you like it, good on you. I ain't touching that stuff with a pole.
Honestly, I feel like before I had like a kid and
responsibilities,
all
and
these things, like I probably would have enjoyed doing a game like this, but
see,
now I'm just like,
the thing for me,
I don't know, I just want to have fun. And,
yeah, no, see, that's what I'm gonna say. The thing for me, I've never been the one like oh, I want to be on the Call of Duty leaderboard. I want to be number one. That's not like I don't like the challenge. I play games to like de-stress, to like I want to be overpowered.
Now
no
I
one
do.
can
I
touch me.
definitely did
Okay, no, that's
challenge before.
So, I've always been like that. I'm like, give it to me super easy mode. I like just like stomping everything. I love being super overpowered and destroying everything.
I like getting super strong. Yeah.
Exactly. Like no one can touch me. So these whole like the fact like, oh, you have to try and practice and prove. It's never spoken to me.
Fair enough.
What's also not spoken to people before we move on is this quick little update about. Or it's not an update, but yeah. So for this you got for Motor Shell you got the PS4 version for free, and Xbox. I'm trying to ignore all the poop talk going outside my door. Yeah, so Xbox has done this thing where basically if you buy one version of the game, you get it everywhere. You get it. I'm oversimplifying, but you get it on the 360, the One X, like everywhere. Like you get copies across every single Xbox. It's very simple. PlayStation doesn't do that. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you gotta pay, sometimes you don't. So it's always up in the air. And then with Mortal Shell, they announced that the PlayStation Plus version is only the PS4. So you're still going to have to pay $29.99 if you want to pay.
If you want to upgrade it.
Yes. Well, if you basically have to buy the game again if you want to play it on PS5. Yes. Which
that's some bull crizzle.
That sounds like Mrs. Frizzle's like country cousin. Miss Crizzle.
I'm just trying to get creative with my swears.
No, I don't. No, that's generally that's always the best part because you're always just like, oh, this is duty, and then you just start getting weird with it. This is hort donkey.
No. I'm weird. What can I say?
But we'll actually touch on that a bit later. But yeah, I just it does suck that. Because when Xbox first announced it, they made it seem more complicated than it was. But like now that we're a year in, I gotta say, like, it sucks. I don't know. I'm very torn on it. Like on the one hand, some games are just like, hey, it's the exact same game. Nothing is different. It's just this is a PS4, this is a PS5. For that stuff, I do think it should be free, but a lot of games have been doing like, hey, here's a little extra for PS5. If you buy it on PS5, there's like just an extra suit or an extra costume or whatever, and like, hey, and then a $10 upgrade fee. So like,
yeah,
it's annoying. I understand. Like, that definitely takes a lot of the damper out of it because again, it's like, oh man, I have this cool game, this awesome game. It's like, oh, but I have to play it on my PS4. So. Yeah, so you know what? I'm gonna rope in the other story now because
we're just gonna rope it on in.
Because the thing I find interesting is that Excuse me. Yeah, so, like I said, not all the games do this. And the interesting thing is, this is not the first PlayStation Plus game to do this, because Final Fantasy, back in March of 2021, I have to forget what year it is. Because I was going to say, back in 2020, I'm like, wait, nope, that was 2 years ago. No, but Final Fantasy did it, and people were a lot of upset because, again, they released this version, and it's like, yeah, no, you gotta pay the upgrade. Like, you have to pay for the upgrade. You can't do it for free. A lot of people were upset. A lot of people were like, we don't want, they're like, it kind of makes me not want to download the game, because if I have to rebuy the game later, what's the point? I'll just buy that.
So wait, how much does the game cost if you bought it for, like, the PlayStation 5 without having the free PS4?
We could check right now. I believe it's the same price. Mortal Shell PS5 clickety clack, clackety click. This
you
is.
Should have put let me buy it. More than something physical, yeah.
Yeah. Physical copy. There we go. 49. So there you go. So again, it's Play Asia Canada.
We're saving a little bit, I guess, doing it that way, but like.
Yeah. So like but the point is, like, that's still the price of a full game.
It's stupid.
No, but the reason I'm bringing this back is that, yeah, so like I said, Final Fantasy VII did this back in March. A lot of people were upset. A lot of people were pissed. And then out of nowhere, literally like December 15th, they're like, oh, we changed our mind. All right, cool. It's free upgrade now. You can just do it for free. Yeah, like 6 months later in December, after
all these people just paid.
Yeah, after like the free trial, whatever you want to call it. After it had stopped being on Plus, they're like, okay, now you can do the upgrade. So, there is like a small catch, technically. Well, no.
There's always a catch.
No. It's nothing minor, because I saw people complaining about this, and I was like, okay, that's not the worst thing ever, because all you need to do is, again, there's a PS4 version and a PS5. All you have to do is, if you want the free version, you just have to go onto the PS5 store, search Final Fantasy VII Remake, and then press the 3 little dots, and then click free upgrade in the side tab. Once this transaction has been completed in the store, the PS5 version of the game will become available for download. So, like, it doesn't do it automatically. You have to go into the store and claim the free version for yourself. Which I'm like, alright, it's annoying, but that's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
So again, I've asked my actually, Sony's already given the answer, but the problem is this is all confusing, this is all annoying, because some games are, some games aren't. A few months ago, PlayStation came out and they're like, all right, this is annoying, this is dumb. Going forward, we're just gonna charge a flat $10 fee for every game, like, which some people are upset about, because again, stuff like Final Fantasy, it was free, you didn't have to pay the $10. But other stuff like Mortal Shell or whatever, they have to pay the $10. So I just want to know, like, I guess for you, are you happy that it's like kind of clear? It's just, hey, $10 upgrade. Or did you prefer it where some things were free, but it was complicated, and some things weren't? Like, I'm just generally curious, which would you think is the best way to go?
Well, I guess for some people, I don't know. To be completely honest, it doesn't really bother me either way.
It's one of those things. It's annoying, but just do the flat 10. It's easy. It's concise. Like, you don't need a flow chart. You don't need to go into the store.
Simplifies it.
Exactly. Like, yeah, it's annoying. Again, Xbox just does it for free across every game. There's no confusion. But hey, again, and the $10 fee sucks, but at least it is consistent. At least it is.
At least it's only $10. Like, it's not that much.
Exactly. But, well, I don't have anything else to say about Mortal Shell, so I'm gonna move on from that to the other free game, which was GodFall Challenger Edition. It was created by Counterplay Games and released on November 20th, 2020, and then later ported to the PS4 on August 21st, 2021. So there was a PS5 version, and then a year later they did the PS4. And it has a Metacritic score of 61%. There's no rating for the PS4 version, and no exact sale numbers have been given, but GodFall sold an estimated 5,000 copies within its first week in Japan. Remember that number later. We'll come back to that number.
5,000?
5,000 in the first week in Japan, which is a very specific number, but that's not good.
No, it's not at all.
Like, can you imagine if a movie only sold 5,000 copies? Like, that...
Yikes.
Yeah, so this is a very interesting one because basically the super short it's like Destiny. I don't know if it is. It's just like you just go and you get better weapons, better gear, better stuff, all that other crap. But instead of guns and rifles and stuff, it's like axes and swords. It's more combat focused.
Mhm.
It's okay. People enjoyed it for what it was. But it didn't blow people's socks off.
Okay.
So you had the story mode, you learned the characters, all the other crap, and then you had the multiplayer mode where, you can, after you've beaten the story, you unlock the multiplayer because you know how to play the game, you know how to do all the other stuff, and then you can just play with your friends and get better weapons, better armor, all that other fun junk. The interesting thing about this one is that they're like, hey, the game's coming to PlayStation Plus. It's going to be free this month. I'm like, cool. I've heard things about this game. People talked about it. I'm curious to check it out. Then, they are like, oh, it's the Challenger Edition. And I'm like, that's weird. I don't remember hearing that. I don't know what's in the Challenger Edition. Apparently what they did is they made a new version of the game just for PlayStation Plus that is only the multiplayer mode. Not the story stuff. So, if you want to play the story stuff and actually learn how to play the game and the tutorial and all the other stuff that teaches you how the game works, you still have to buy that separately. The PlayStation Plus is only the multiplayer, after you've gotten good and after you know how the game works. That's it. Which...
that sounds stupid.
Yeah, I've never seen, normally it's just hey, you get the game on Plus. I've never seen them in the technically three years. I've never seen this happen where they literally made a new version for PlayStation Plus just to give it away. Which, blows, I don't know why they would do that. I don't, it makes zero sense to me.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I can't, I'm just in shock. I don't know why. That just seems super petty to me.
Honestly, I think that's, the most weirdest thing I've ever heard of a game.
And again, not to
strange.
Not to brag Xbox. It's I feel like I've been doing that the last few months. But they, split up the new Halo. So, what was it? So the multiplayer for Halo is free now. So you don't even have to download the story. You can just do Halo multiplayer, and they gave that for free. And then meanwhile, you have this game where it's all right, cool. We're not gonna give you the full game. We're only gonna give you a quarter of it, and it's only for a month.
Yeah, that is definitely petty. That's some
But and the thing I find the most funny is like I said, it wasn't even that good of a game. People were like, it's kind of crap. It's yeah, it's not the most.
Didn't even get good
reviews. So I feel like this is just them splitting hairs. We'll make whatever money we can. It's
right.
Because I said, they did a PS4 version a year later, and it's just I don't know.
Is this one that sold 5,000 copies?
Yes.
Yo. Okay.
That could be why.
Wow. Makes sense now. It's all coming together.
Yeah, I just. Challenger story upgrade. Sorry, I'm just trying to see. Going on now. Yeah, I just, like I said, I. Okay. I guess that's. Oh, yeah. Okay, so literally, So to buy just the multiplayer, like if you wanted to buy it now, it's going to cost you $20.
Wow.
So for half the game, actually I have the thing right here. I have the store on my phone. Yeah, so the full version is $80, and the multiplayer and that's it, nothing else, is $20. So I'm like,
Wow. Okay. No thanks. Bye.
but we're not done because this news story comes to us from comicbook.com, and it's the devs defending why they did this, and it comes to us from Tyler Fisher. December's free PlayStation Plus games were revealed last week, and the lineup of PS4 and PS5 titles left many subscribers disappointed. Also, quick side tangent. I love doing this show because I am always the polar opposite with people, because I thought this was like an month, like, I liked Lego, but we'll get into that later. I thought this was kind of weak. Everywhere I looked, people were like, this is the best month ever, this is amazing. Like, I genuinely feel like I am in crazy land sometimes, because I'm always like, that's dumb, that's awful. And people are like, this is the best thing ever. And then I'm like, oh my god, I love this is fantastic. And people are like, this is boring, this is dumb. I'm like, I'm generally like, okay, I don't relate to people.
Black sheep.
Yes. Anyway, going back, if you missed all of it, it involves GodFall, which is free right now on PlayStation Plus. Except not really. See, rather than making the game free, developer Counterplay Games decided to give the subscribers the Challenger Edition, which was missing the game's campaign. As you expected, this caused a substantial backlash, with subscribers calling the move disgusting and scummy. I kind of agree. Mm-hmm. Since then, the aforementioned developer has come out defending the decision, noting that the Challenger Edition isn't a trial or a demo, like many have been calling it. Further, it reveals that this cut-down version of the game will be sold as a standalone product at $15. Just like the initial announcements, this explanation wasn't sitting well with most subscribers. This is the part of the show where I should have read forward. Yeah, so they just said, like, hey, no, it's not. Which, again, if you want to use a very literal thing, it is not a trial or is not a demo. It is the full multiplayer mode, but it's still half the game. Like,
it's basically a glorified demo.
I want to go that far. Like, yeah, I can see that argument. I don't know if I would go that far, but like I said, going back to Mortal Shell and the other one, like, I think, to be fair, I think this is the developer thing. I'm not going to fully blame Sony for all of this, but that's just, like, a really bad look, in my opinion, to go, like, hey, we're going to give you this free thing, except it's half a thing, and we're going to be charging for it later, and, like, it's not, like,
yeah.
It's
kind of bull.
Yeah. Bull patootie.
Bull chisels. What was it?
Bull snizzles. Yeah, I don't know. I'm done screaming about this game. Do you have any last thoughts before we move on from this dumpster fire?
Get it together. Fix yourself.
Check yourself before you Shrek yourself.
Oh, before you Shrek yourself.
Yeah, that's even worse. That's even worse. You don't want to Shrek yourself.
Anything but that.
A lot of green gunk.
Wow.
Excuse me.
Moving on.
But yeah, moving on. Let's get to the final game, and the one that the reason you are here for. It was Lego DC Supervillains. It was created by Traveler's Tales. I was looking at the wrong one. And released on October 16th, 2018. So it was like 2 years old. Has a Metacritic of 74 and no exact sales number. I couldn't find exact sales. Sorry?
Did you say 2?
Yeah, because it was.
It's been 4.
No, it was released October 18th. Sorry, October 16th, 2018. So if it was the December one, so that'd be 2018. 3. Well, yeah, 3.5. Three and 1/4.
Almost 4.
Anyway.
I was right.
Anyway. It has a Metacritic of 74. And I couldn't find any exact sales numbers. But in its first week, it sold 186,516 copies.
Wow,
that is globally difference. To the 5,000.
Yeah, but that was only in Japan.
But even look at, like, even if you split it up, because what was it? I'm one of them. Oh, there you go. I'm one of them dumb people. Like I can't see number. It's not until I see all the numbers in front of me.
186,516.
You're trying to go rent with it.
I don't know what I was doing.
But yeah, even if you split it in, like, let's say half, like, okay, only half were, from other people. But that's still, like, what is it, like, 84,000 or whatever. Which is still way more than the 5,000 it sold, so.
Yeah.
No, but again, so yeah, so the reason I had you on, is that,
because I'm the best?
Well, yes. Well, full transparency, you've been bugging to be on, and I've had other guests.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm 100% gonna call you on blast on this. Okay, while I do this, yes, because, what was it? When we first started dating, I actually got, Lego Jurassic World for your stepdaughter.
For my stepdaughter?
Our stepdaughter. Communal.
My daughter?
Our
daughter.
Ours.
Okay, yeah. Anyways.
No, but yeah, like I was gonna say, I feel like she enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm. So what are you trying to say here?
I'm trying to fill time, but alright, I'll just... That's why.
Yes, she enjoyed it very much. It was great times. Aren't we talking about a different Lego game right now?
No, the reason I bring that up... okay, no, so I was just checking the thing. You're still not number one. That still goes to Mr. Richie Stevens. Shout out to Stats on Stat Podcast on podcast services somewhere.
I'm just number one because I'm the best.
Well, no, I'm saying...
I don't care how many times I've been on.
Yeah, because I'd have to double check. Right now, this is your third one, and he's done, I believe, 4 or 5. So you just got to do 3 more episodes, but that's probably not going to happen. But I mean, no,
that's okay. Because wait until I start making my own videos.
Always super humble. No, and the reason I say that is because we have guests booked up until like April at this point, which is shocking.
Oh, nice.
So yes.
So not me though.
Yes, you're included in some of those.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, see, guys,
going back to Lego, the focus.
You're the one who sidetracked this.
Yeah. Well, okay. I was.
Okay. So.
Yeah. So going back to Lego.
Sir.
I personally I played it with the stepdaughter. Just let's go with the only one.
His daughter.
None other matter. So the reason I bought Lego Jurassic World for her was because, you were saying how Jurassic World, because has she seen the other ones? I think she's seen
everything.
Even 3?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So, but you were saying how much she loves Jurassic Park and dinosaurs and all that other stuff.
She got the mask for Christmas.
Yeah, the one with like the talking jaw and all that. She was saying, sorry, excuse me. So I got the Lego games for her because, I genuinely believe like, for someone first getting into gaming or like, a family member, like an aunt or like someone who's not big into gaming, I think that Lego games are an absolute blast. Because of how, for good and for bad, they're just super simple games. Like, there's not a lot to... Like, if you've played a Mario game, you can kind of get the basic idea.
Yeah.
Because when we were playing... Because, like, when we were playing together for Lego DC Supervillains... I'm bringing it around, I swear. Yeah, because at first you were very much like... I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. Where do I go? All this other stuff. And, like, I was literally just turned to you. I'm like, just smash everything. Just destroy everything. And, like, at first you thought I was being, like, mean. You're like, no, I want to help. I'm like, no, you're actually helping. And, like, yes, after that...
I get it.
Yeah. No, but I think you had more fun.
I'm useless.
No, it's not that you're more useless. It's that the things I enjoy about the Lego games is, like, again, you don't... Even stuff like Mario or stuff, you have to be kind of good because you have to be good at, like, platforming and depth perception and all this other stuff, like timing your jumps. The Lego games are a lot simpler where, like, you have unlimited lives, you're health is like your money. So if you like die, you can just like earn more money and then just keep coming back. Like there's no penalty for dying, so you can kind of experiment, try with all the other different stuff.
Yeah.
There's really only 2 or 3, but it's literally like jump, punch, and then your special ability. That's it. So and it is like always co-op. So like you can always have that partner, that person there to help you.
Yeah. It was definitely, I enjoyed it. It was fun because it was one of those games that I could play and just let you do all the work and I can just mess around.
Well, especially, well, no, and I think even the best part is,
No, but sometimes I had to help too, though. It was fun. It was an enjoyable experience.
And I think the best part is even, being a co-op game, there are certain, because we also played It Takes Two when it came out. And it's a really good co-op game, but part of the problem with that is, like, you have to trust your partner a lot. So, like,
and it's hard to trust your partner when they keep pulling the damn nail out of the wall.
And, dropping you to your death.
And drop repeatedly.
No, but, the thing, I mean this in a good way, is with that, like, if your partner doesn't know what to do, you literally have to, like, pick up the other controller and, do it for them. Oh, yeah, because
it has to be from the other,
But what I mean is with Lego, the cool thing I like is you saw that you can change the different characters. And
that was actually really cool.
So, like, if you're literally like, oh, I can't make this jump. I'm like, oh, and I just swapped over to that character and did it for you without having to stop, like, trading controllers or doing that other stuff. Like,
which is good if you're playing with kids.
Yeah, see, again, I think, and I don't even mean this in a rude way, like, the Lego games are perfect for people just starting. Because, again, there's a little bit of, like, platforming stuff, a little bit of other stuff, but, like, it's nothing too intense. I have
performance anxiety.
I've noticed, because, like...
No, like, really, because when I'm playing by myself, like, I've gamed my whole life. Like, it's not like I suck.
Yeah, because,
But whenever I play anything with you, I swear it's like I get stupider or something.
Yeah, because, and even going in, what was it, the humor, because going to, because I showed you some of the, like, why am my brain going blank? I was showing you, like, some of the Lego Star Wars and all the other stuff, so, like, I just, like, love how fun and stuff, like, it's kind of skewed a little bit to kids, but, like, me personally, because, like, I've actually played this game before, I played it when it came out,
But everybody loves Lego.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I actually generally enjoy the humor and the stuff and wherever we're like... Because even, what was it? There's a one part where, we only got a few hours in, but, like, with Harley and the Joker, and we were just saying how funny it is that, like, you can have the Harley Quinn TV show where Harley is, like, swearing and drinking and like doing all this other stuff, and then here's a Lego game where she's just being all cutesy wootsy and like
more like the original Harley Quinn though.
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. Like, I think this is just one of those like fun family games where it's like, because even what is it, like, because I just pulled up the roster for you if I can make this bigger somehow. I'm professional boy. No, but I gently, because we didn't get into it too much, but like all the different characters and all the different powers and stuff you can unlock. Like, this is a deep dive of like DC Comics. Like, they have like Rainbow Man and Kite Man and all this other stuff. Like, really obscure, random DC characters. Yeah, so like, for even like the parents who enjoy, as my computer loads and I try and load
there's somebody for everybody.
Yeah, see, exactly. Okay, I can't get this image to go. Oh, hold up. I know what I can do. I'm a professional.
We're gonna zoom on in.
Okay, so I can
zoom.
Yeah, so I can.
Why does this remind me of Animal Crossing?
With the hundreds of characters and whatnot. No, but yeah, like, because
this reminded me of the little things on the walls.
Yeah, because look, you have like all the different, the Green Lanterns. You've got Robin. I know they did, like for the movie Aquaman and for the movie Shazam, they did a bunch of updates for that. You have like all the I feel like again this is even though it says DC Supervillains, this is just a really big DC fan game where like even if you're an adult like and you don't have kids or a partner or this other stuff, it's still a blast to just see all these characters interact and all the different like shoutouts and all the different stuff to the comics and whatever, even if it has that cutesy kind of kid filter.
Yeah, I agree. It's a grand old time. It's fun for the whole family.
And the last one I didn't even get into was the fact that we briefly touched on it, but the fact that you not only can you make your own Lego character, you can make like multiple Lego characters where, yeah, like I said,
you can completely customize everything.
Yeah, it's okay. Because what was it? I lost my original save, so I forget exactly everyone I made, but like I think I did like Nightwing and I did was it Nafumi from Shield Hero, because like the thing I like is like it's so in depth, like even more so than it needs to be, but it's really cool because like even with us, like what was it, we unlocked the laser eyes and it was like, oh, do you want it to come out of your eyes or your hand or chest. One hand or your chest? What color do you want it to be? How strong do you want it to be? Like, do you want to hold it? Like, so like I've seen other people that do like Mortal Kombat stuff, all this other stuff, like you can get super in depth. So the fact that they give you like all these characters plus your own character that you can't make, like I think I made Spider-Man because I'm super original. The point is, like, I mean, like, it's a Lego game. There's not much more to say, which is always the good and the bad of a Lego game, is, like, if you've played one Lego game, you've played them all. Like, cool, they offer little stuff, like, there's the open world Lego, there's the, Minecraft Lego, but, like, it's still Lego. Like, at the end of the day, you're all doing
Lego's Lego, homie.
Well, that's why I was just... scrolling, because yeah, I'm just gonna scroll. I'm not gonna go through every single one because because there's Lego Star Wars, obviously. There's Lego Indiana Jones. There's Lego Batman. There's Lego Rock Band. There's Lego Pirates of the Caribbean. There's Lego, Lord of the Rings. Lego DC, obviously. Lego Avengers. Lego Ninjago. Lego Incredibles. So like. Tons of different other stuff. So with all that stuff in mind, excuse me, I had to catch my breath. It was one of those things I like paused. I'm like, I don't think I've breathed in like the last 7 minutes. No, but with all that other stuff, so obviously they've done a lot of different Lego stuff, right? And with the simple, dumb, fun thing, like just spitballing crazy thing, what Lego game would you love to see and just kind of play? While I give you time to think, I think it's just like something that has like a bunch of characters, but it would also be simple and fun.
It could already have happened. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, yeah, sort of. There's the Lego Marvel superheroes, but like I think it's just Lego. What Lego Groot, Lego Star-Lord, all that other stuff. But no, that would be good. And honestly, you have all the other, because what you have the Taserface dude, you have like all the the dudes the alien was working for. Actually, no,
I think it would be pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, you could go around the universe, like go into different planets. Actually, you know what? That's actually a really good idea, because like now I'm just thinking about all the space stuff, because then you could like just do random random like Marvel characters nobody has heard of. I'm just gonna give this away for free. I'm pretty sure he's already in he is already in one of the Lego games. But yeah, what is it? There you go, Slapstick. Put Slapstick in one of the Lego games.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Put him on in there.
You're like, I don't know who this man is, but
I have no idea, but he looks kind of spiffy.
Well, I'm trying to find this. There we go. No, I can't believe I can't find. This is a song. Okay, so I can't. Let me see if I find it. Basically, his whole power is that he's a cartoon. So like he can stretch his body. He can like pull stuff out of like nowhere.
Out of his butt.
Yep, exactly. Like he can do anything a cartoon character can do.
Whoa.
Yeah. So he can, like, whoa. Yeah, he can lift his pants up and like he can just like stuff a missile down his pants. Anything.
Oh my goodness. That sounds like a good time.
Actually, I feel like... See, the cool thing is, like, again, I literally spend hours. I feel like... Because I know you can grow big and stuff. Like, I'm like... Part of me is just wondering, like... Huh, and I know there's, like, a stretchy arm. So now I'm just like, I wonder if you could make slapstick in DC Supervillains.
But Interesting thought. Maybe we should find out later.
But, no. I think that's enough for now. Unless you have any last-minute thoughts on Lego Supervillains. I enjoyed it. It's more Lego. I think I haven't played all the what was it? Yeah, because I haven't played all the Batman. Yeah, because the last DC one before this was Lego Batman 3, which had a lot of non-Batman people, but like if you're a DC fan, this one's great. I enjoyed it. I cannot recommend it enough. It's Lego DC. Simple as that. Huh?
I concur.
Go on.
No, I agree.
But yeah, so that'll do it for the Lego, which will bring us. I swear, I am like so tired. I literally downed a coffee in the first half of the show, so now I'm like crashing already. That will do it for... Oh, there's more coffee over there. Lovely. As I steal yours.
It's okay. I poured most of it in here.
Yeah, but that's gonna do it for all that fun game discussion stuff, which is gonna take us right on into the news. But before we do that, why don't we take a word from our sponsor? But of course, we do not have a sponsor, as this is a independently funded thing. For the record, I probably could find one. I'm just far too lazy. I want to be that...
The sponsor
I want
today is Zanzibar. No, I'm just joking.
No. Okay, well, we'll get to that. But... No, because I know you can, like, hit up a lot of companies and just go, like, hey, you know, I have this podcast with 5 followers. Give me stuff. I don't want to be that person. I don't know. Honestly, it seems kind of desperate, I guess, for lack of a better... Or, like, not desperate, like, self-entitled. We're like, oh, I have, like, you know, 100 followers. Give me free stuff. Like, no, that, like... If someone wants to work with me, they'll find me. They'll do it. Like, I definitely do.
Well, I feel like there's nothing wrong with putting yourself out there, but I don't think you should be asking for free stuff.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, because one of my favorite things, and I think South Park did an episode about this, where it's like, oh, I'm a food reviewer, and like they're just on Yelp, but they want like free stuff, even though they're just like on like a reviewer on Yelp. It's like, it doesn't
work like that.
But if you would like to have your stuff sponsored, or have your letter read on air, you can do that over at PlayStationPlusShow@gmail.com. But until then, we're going to give this free shout out to, I don't know, what, Zanzibar? Generally, what is Zanzibar? Please, go on.
It's a strip club.
Oh, okay. This shout out goes to Zanzibar. The sweetest ladies in some town and the cleanest washrooms in the area. Go hit up Zanzibar and tell them Viral Vinny sent you.
Pretty sure they were giving COVID shots.
Are they the one that was forcing the dancers and everything to get their shots or whatever?
To be honest, I don't even know. I don't even know if I'm saying it right.
I just remember. I'm gonna try and get away from this as fast as possible. I will say I do find it very interesting that one of the lockdowns, whatever it was, the 2nd or the 7th, I don't know what year it is. It was funny that like the strip clubs had better vaccination records than like a lot of like literally
gosh,
like because literally like I think what it was for restaurants, it was just like 50% capacity, wear your mask, you don't have to have a vaccine. And the strip clubs were all like, no, you need to be fully vaxxed. You need to have your passport. You need to have your mask. You're sitting 6 feet apart. The bouncers are vaccinated. The women are vaccinated. And I'm just like, why is it that like the Zanzibars has better medical treatment than Denny's?
Right? Like, what the heck is this world coming to?
Excuse me. But yes, so moving on from all that silly stuff, let's go into the news, which was going to be, excuse me, 8 stories, but then we knocked off the Final Fantasy one earlier, so now it's a nice round 7.
Oh, beautiful, wonderful, fantastic.
Yeah, and the first one comes to us from noetech.com by Alex Gatewood.
No techie.
No tech. And it's that Ubisoft is taking microtransactions to the next level with in-games NFT. So the company has announced a new initiative called Ubisoft Quartz, involving in-game cosmetics, just like other forms of microtransactions made popular by games like Fortnite and Rocket League. The difference here is that the cosmetics are NFTs tied to the Tezos blockchain. Ubisoft is billing its NFTs as playable and energy efficient. The first run of NFTs will appear in Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Breakpoint has been a somewhat disappointing title for the company in terms of numbers. Player. Maybe dropping digital currency will help increase the game's popularity. Included in the first batch is a tricked out gun with a cool helmet and pants combo. Gotta have that pants combo. Each digital digit has a visible serial number, creating that familiar fake rarity that NFTs seem to thrive on. Users will be able to sell and buy their digits on third-party online marketplaces, but the company says that the first batch will be free. You'll have to redeem the free digits between December 9th and December 15th. So, whoops, you saw it. Sorry, was it Wall Street Wall Street bets, bros. You missed your chance. Maybe next year. Ubisoft Quartz signals a major change in the way the company hopes to deliver microtransactions in the future. There's no doubt that the company sees the potential dollar signs that could come from sales of its third-party sale of its digits. So, a lot of words. But yeah, so the super short is this game is selling NFTs. So, I think I've discussed this to you before. Like, we've just discussed it because it's freaking everywhere now. But before I get into that, explain to me the best way you know what NFTs are. It's okay if you don't know.
Woo! He just put me on the spot. I have no idea what the hell it is.
So,
I feel like I've heard it and knew it before, and I don't remember what the hell it is.
So, I'm boiling this down a lot, which some people hate, but whatever. The super short it is just a digital certificate of authenticity. So, when, for Christmas you can buy, hey, I bought you this plot of land in Scotland. And now you get a piece of paper that says, you're a lord because you own land in Scotland. Or, when people will buy a star and say, hey, that star, I bought that for you. It's a useless piece of paper, but, you're buying it for the quote-unquote, how exclusive, how rare it is, or whatever. The way it works with NFTs is you're not even getting a piece of paper, you're just getting some digital thing that you have a certificate of authenticity for. So, like you said, going back to it, imagine if in Fortnite, I buy you the frozen banana skin. Mm-hmm. And you get a little receipt that just says, hey, Sarah Louise owns the banana skin. And that's it. And so you pay a little bit extra to say for you to say you own that specific banana skin.
That sounds pointless.
The problem is that, yes, you don't own... It's not like there's only one in the world. You just own that specific banana skin. So I could also get a banana skin, and everyone else can get a banana skin. But, that banana skin is yours.
Wow.
And then you could sell that to someone else if they want that banana skin.
That's dumb.
Yes. So yes, that's what I was gonna say. A lot of people are upset about this right now because, obviously Ubisoft has just said this. Square Enix has just come out and said they're gonna be looking into NFTs. And the main thing for me is like, yeah, they are dumb. They're stupid. There's no way around it. Like, they're really dumb.
Why? Well, clearly there's like a
market,
market for it, or this wouldn't be a thing.
Exactly, and that's kind of where I'm coming from. It where, it sucks that because even that some people have pushed back about, like saying like, oh, 70% of I don't know, it gets really specific, but like 70% of NFTs have already been sold, so there's only like 30% left. So it's like, the thing for me is like, companies would not.
How the heck do you run out of an NFT if it's digital?
Now you're getting into the weeds, because like, if they made it unlimited, then there wouldn't have any worth. The only reason it has worth is because you want to be able to trade it with someone, and like, that way there's only a certain amount of that banana skin, even though there's like not like.
Stupido.
Yes, I agree, and like I said, apparently, the way it works, it uses a lot of energy to run the programs to like calculate these, the rarity and all this other stuff. So like, there's also a lot of people who are like, well, this is like, it was something like, the one company who basically runs NFTs, in a year they use the same power amount as all of Sweden. Because that's just how much like computer power and energy it takes to run these programs and run these calculations and all this other stuff. And people are like, yeah, they're like, I don't feel good about supporting this much energy uses for literally just
nothing.
Yeah, for
like literally nothing. Like the most pointless thing I've ever heard in my life. But
yeah,
I guess there's money to be made.
And that's where a lot of people get upset, where they're like, oh, I don't want this, I don't like this, and like for me, it's like, if there wasn't money to be made, they wouldn't be doing this. That's a simple fact. People are buying these things. Like, it's kind of like the whole scalper thing, where I see so many people complaining about, like, oh, scalpers are making money with PS5s. People are, the scalpers are doing this and that. It's like, and here's the thing. If you didn't pay those scalper prices, the scalpers wouldn't be doing it. The only reason they are selling PS5s for like $3,000-$4,000 is because they know you're that desperate that you'll buy it. And same with this, is they know people want to, kind of like Bitcoin or whatever. They want to get in, they want to make money, they want to get rich quick scheme. And I agree that yes, it's scummy, it's evil. The main thing for me is like, I feel there are ways you can do this and not be annoying about it. Like, something I've always said about Fortnite is, like, I would love if I, like, there's certain skins I'm never going to use. I just don't like them. So if I could trade it with someone else and then get that skin from them or something like that. Like, if there's a way where, you can make it more user-friendly, where it's not about the money aspect and it's just the actual, like, digital thing, that would be more interesting to me, beyond, like, oh, I have this mask and it's worth, like, $400, dollars on the Ruby market or whatever. Like, I think the biggest issue is right now everyone are flocking to NFTs because it's quote unquote like quick, easy money. But like, I'm not opposed to new ways of like doing this other stuff. It's just a whole money making aspect for me.
Yeah, I think it's stupid.
What is it? Meme. Whoops. Because a lot of memes have been sold for NFTs. Sorry. I'm trying to look this, Mashable.com. Well, iPhone. Yeah, because again, the idea is fine, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you want that little, again, because it's kind of like going back to the earlier thing, there you go, so the little fist bump baby, he sold for $32,000, like the Yes Baby, where is it? The Smirky Kid sold for $42,000, Bad Luck Brian. Oh God, yeah, what is it? It's not here. The Disaster Girl. It's the one where the little girl's like standing in front of the house with the fire. Yeah, that sold for $50,000.
$500,000.
Excuse me, $500,000.
No. What? It said five. It ranked in 500,000.
In Ethereum, which is like, yeah, that's also the annoying thing. It's like, technically, the NFT isn't worth real money. It's worth Ethereum, which you can then trade in for, for real money. It's kind of like the Disneyland thing where it's like, oh, these are Disneyland bucks. Where it's like
cryptocurrency?
No, but like, like when you go to Disneyland and it's like, oh, these are Disneyland dollars, and it's like, what is this worth? Like, oh, you can spend it on whatever you want in Disneyland. It's like, so outside of here, it's worthless, but in here, like, you can buy stuff. I'm like, or I could just use real money, like. But the reason they're doing that is because they're trying to get people
only use it there, not
exactly,
anywhere else.
and then you can pay money into it.
Oh, look, there it is.
Yeah, okay, loaded. What was it? Doge sold for $4 million. Charlie bit my finger for $760.
Holy.
Yeah.
Charlie bit me.
See, but and I don't know enough about NFTs to get into this. I want to move on.
Yeah, please, let's move on.
No, but just wrapping it up, like, again, like I said, I don't have an issue with companies saying we want to get on this hot trendy thing. Just the headline, Ubisoft is making NFTs, doesn't upset me. It's just the fact that, we've seen how NFTs are. We've seen how most of the people treat it. And it's real scummy and cheesy. So, again, maybe someone will come along and it's like, hey, I found a way to do this that's not evil and not crappy and not, doesn't make you feel like you need to take a bath. But right now, I'm not holding my breath for it.
Yeah.
But let's move on from that nonsense to something more positive. And it's just a kind of brief update thing. And it's that the PS5 has received new faceplates and controller colors. So originally, while I fill time. Yeah, because originally when you got the PS5, you could get it in white or black. There we go. Yeah, so you could get it in white or black. There we go. Yeah. So, boom, turn to fill. There we go. Yeah. So as you can see, because I'm just, for audio listeners, I pulled up a picture for her. So yeah, so you see the little fins there. Mm-hmm. You can pop that off and change the color. And originally it came in white or black. When it first got announced, I didn't like the white, but the white's kind of grown on me in the year since. So, like, I actually kind of like...
It's funny. Same, because I kind of like the black because it looked more like...
Yeah, normally I like black consoles and all this other stuff, but I think, like, the two-tone black and white...
It actually kind of looks nice.
Yes, so...
Even on the controller, I really like it.
Yes, so for the longest time, it was just white and black. There were some third-party people where you could buy it, but they kept getting shut down. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so now Sony has unveiled new colors, and that's what I'm going to show you right now, if it loads. So these are the new colors. So it comes in red, purple, blue, and pink.
But it's console covers?
Yes, so as you can see, it's the exact same console, but it's just the little plastic fins that
Do you buy the plastic fins separately, or this is a totally... Like, this is the console. You can buy it that looks just like this.
Well, so that's the thing, is if you have the white one, you can just pop on the red one, and it will change the look and the color.
So you can buy them separately as well.
Yes, you can buy just the cover, and all that other stuff, and you can buy just the controller, which, it's cute. I definitely like the colors. I definitely like how visual it looks, and it's got the red, which, again, I've said, I don't know why, green is my favorite color, but when it comes to consoles, I just like red. I like red.
I would love if there was a green one.
Well, see, the problem
red is my least favorite color. I don't know why.
No, but see, that's what I'm saying. Not 90%, it's just with consoles. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't want a red phone, I don't want a red...
I love that every time I say that, because my winter jacket is literally bright red.
No, but, like, it's just, I kind of, I enjoy just red controllers. I don't know what it is. I think it's that my PS2, the second controller we ever bought for that, because we got, like, the black one out of the box. The second one we bought for that was a red controller. So ever since then, I've just been getting red controllers, so...
Oh, maybe it just brings you back.
Yeah, exactly.
It's nostalgic for the baby.
But yeah, so... Yeah, because obviously Canadian prices or whatever. But so here's the only annoying part. The, just the face cover, just the plastic sleeve, costs $54 US or about $60 Canadian. Just for the plastic sleeve. The controller will be about $74.99, which is about $5-10. It's the same as the PS4 controller. So the controller's not that much more expensive, which is always annoying. But like the thing is, like much like the PS4, it has the little touchpad, it has the speaker in the controller. Like for good and for bad, they cram so much junk in controllers nowadays, where it's like, I don't like paying $80 for a controller, but I get it because there's a lot of doodads in there.
Mm-hmm. Doodads.
I can't justify that with a piece of plastic. I don't know why the cover is $60.
Yeah, no.
That's the price of one game.
If I could buy the PS5 like already looking like that, then
yeah,
sure,
I'm sure they're gonna do bundles in the future where you can get these colors, but as of right,
extra for it.
Yeah, as of right now, you have to just buy the cover. Like they don't even have enough PS5s to sell. Let alone do special editions. This. If we were in a pre-COVID world, I guarantee they would have. You could buy just the purple PS4, like the red PS4.
I want a pastel.
Yes,
mint green.
That was my next one. Is that what is it? Unfortunately, pastel mint green controller. Yeah. Well, so first off, okay. So yeah, I just pulled up the soft and mint green.
It's pretty. Why didn't you buy me that
When
one?
we bought you your controller, they only had, what was it? It was like red, yeah, and I think it was white and silver, or something.
No, it was
white or camo.
Camo.
Yeah. See, that's the main problem for me. Is like I love green controllers. But
I don't like camo.
I'm
not a camo fan.
Oh no, not the pastel. Ah, jeez. Yeah, the problem is that they really don't do a lot of green controllers. They just do the camo, and then that's the green. Yeah, see, exactly, look. Yeah. It's just like the camo, and then these are all like, yeah, custom, like, yeah, see, so I don't think there's a freaking orange and purple. Yeah, but
Ew.
I don't think there's an official green PlayStation controller. You have to pay people to make one for you.
Oh.
But yeah, so I'm assuming, just going off of that, you want the mint green one.
Yes, it's so pretty.
Again, I'm a Sony pony, so I'll defend them to hell and back, but I'm glad they're doing new colors. I'm glad they're giving people options, because, like I said, a lot of people got upset because there was these companies who were making their own PS5 covers. And I don't know how much they cost, but basically Sony sued them and they're like, hey, stop doing this. And a lot of people thought it was just because Sony was being jerks, and it's like, no, it's because they were
doing that.
Yeah, they were planning to sell these ones on their own. So like, I get it. Like, again, I don't agree with it. Like, I think, oh, jeez, that is not what I want. So, like, I understand why Sony did it. I don't agree with it, but, like...
Ew.
What?
Did you see the third picture?
Okay, I cannot... Display... This is a film time...
We are filling time.
This is my goal for next one. Again, one of my goals for next year is I'm going to try and be better about having my notes prep. Okay, so I can't find
resolutions. New Year's resolutions.
I can't find the specifics. Oh wait, is this the one?
Oh, Sony has banned the production.
Yes, because that's what I'm trying to find.
I just saw it.
Yeah, because basically, the company came back and they're like, "Hey, Sony told us, screw off, stop doing the that with the fins and the shape," and they came back and they've done one that's more like kind of rounded and like it doesn't look the exact same. It's different enough that like they won't get sued.
Ah.
So again, like I enjoy that Sony is given the options. And again, these companies can still do it.
They just can't do it in the same design.
Yeah, the main thing for me is just I don't feel right about charging. Again, that's
$60.
That's like the controller. Again, it's annoying, but like, A, you're gonna use a controller every single day, and B, like, if you have a second controller, you can do multiplayer games. You can do all this other stuff. Like, it gives you a lot of options. This is just a cover. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't like change the way the PS4 performs or whatever. It's literally just a cover, and that I think is kind of scummy that they're charging so much for it. Like, at the most, this would be $20, $30 at the most.
Right.
Yeah. So, not much more to say. Hopefully, now that the legal kinks have been worked out, people can make cool stuff, cool controllers, and then eventually we'll get the mint green PS5 cover that you want.
Fingers crossed. Well, first we have to get that PS5,
Yeah, I guess that's probably more of a priority. But yeah, so moving on from that, let's just hop on over to some Uncharted controversy.
Hop.
And this one comes to us from the PlayStation blog by Annabelle Hua. It sounds like, what was it, Al Pacino. Hua. Who are you? I'm trying to fill time.
Time fillers.
Yes,
What?
so I'm going to be perfectly honest. I have no idea what this is even talking about because I wrote it so long ago. So I'm going to read the thing about pricing and upgrades. Because this was, the Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection will be available physically and digital for the PlayStation 5 console for $49.99. Players who purchase Uncharted 4, Uncharted The Lost Legacy, or the Uncharted 4 and Uncharted The Lost Legacy digital bundle have the option to pay $10 to upgrade to the Legacy of Thieves digital version. The upgrade will be available starting on January 28th, 2022. Owners of the PS4 disc copy must insert them into the PS5 every time they want to download or play the PS5 digital version. PS4 disc owners who buy the PS5 digital disc-free console will not be able to get the PS5 version of the game for the discounted price. PlayStation Plus members who claimed Uncharted 4 of Thieves' Ends via their PlayStation Plus subscription are not eligible for the $10 upgrade. Please note that the multiplayer modes included in Uncharted, Thieves Legacy, and Lost Legacy will not be part of this collection. So, there you go. So, that's what it was. So, going back to the thing about Final Fantasy and the other one, there was, at least we had consistency. Cool, pay this $10 fee. And then, now Uncharted has done the opposite. We're like, cool, you can't do it. You can't even pay that $10 fee. If you claimed Uncharted through PlayStation Plus,
sorry, you paying for
you
the
have to pay the full thing. And again, this is where I get so frustrated. Where I'm just like, what was it back in I want to say October, November? PlayStation was like, well, look, we're doing this $10 thing. It's fine. This is it. Stop asking us to stop writing. Go home. And then, 2 months later, okay, but there's a catch. So,
oh my gosh.
Yes, because
honestly, I feel like this whole it's just so scummy. All of it is, in my personal opinion. It's like, do you not have enough money?
Well, yeah, and that's
what the heck? I understand you gotta make money, but people have already paid for these games. I know this is the free version, but at the same time...
Yeah, because it says, specifically, if you bought the game,
you get the
$10 upgrade. But if you got the free version through
I just
Plus...
find it so weird to charge people for a game they've already played just because it's remastered.
Well, and the interesting thing is that I think a lot of people forgot the PS3 actually did this, where like, if you bought a PS3 game, you could pay a $5 fee and put it onto PS4, and it was a lot more simple and clean. The way that you're made.
I love that.
Sorry. Yeah.
You're cute.
Yeah, but so it was a lot more easy to understand. But with this, there's just they keep going forward, changing things, all this other stuff. We're like, again, like you saw. So, what was it? Mortal Shell, you can't get the upgrade. Final Fantasy, you couldn't until they changed their mind out of nowhere. Uncharted, you can't. So the thing that I find from a PlayStation Plus is it really does put this weird hesitation on every game now, where it's like, oh man, I want to play Lego DC Supervillains, but if they do a PS5 version, I'm not going to be able to get that. I'm going to have to rebuy it later. So it does,
like, it's almost like, what's
it does make you hesitant of like, should I download this because I'm just going to have to do it later. And like me personally, I don't care. I'll pay the upgrade fee because I'm lazy. But I understand how a lot of people...
Literally, if I've already played the game, like, I'm not buying an upgraded version of it. Like, I don't care.
Yes. No, and I think that's generally true. I think 90% of people, they're not going to play the PS5 version if they've played it before. You know what I mean? Like, most people...
I feel like a lot of people just, like...
They're gonna
buy it just to have it.
Yeah,
especially
most people.
If they're like, like big fans of the franchise or whatever, maybe. But I don't know.
Yeah, most people who are gonna buy the PS5 version either want that PS5 disc or they've never played it before, and this is the first time they're playing it. I don't know how many people
are just gonna upgrade it. Oops! Oh my gosh! I keep hitting it.
Yeah, because give me a second. Uncharted 4. Yeah, because Uncharted 4 came out 2016. So what, we're going 5-6 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like it's it's one of those things. If you haven't played it yet, but you bought the PS Plus version, but you still haven't played it, but then you want to upgrade to the PS5, like, I don't know how much people this is really realistically going to affect it. Like, cool, I've never played an Uncharted game, and then I claimed the Plus one from, like, November, from March or April. And then I'm going to play it on PS5. Like, I'm sure that's some people. Someone's going to be like, hey, I want to go back and play Uncharted randomly in, like, 2024. I'm sure that's going to happen. I just don't know how widespread this is going to be. But at the end of the day, I think the main thing for me is just the fact that, like, again, it really sucks being a PlayStation Plus gamer. Because I've always told people, and I still stand to it to a degree, if you're a struggling family, because, like, gaming is expensive. You know, like, buying a $60, or in Canada, like, $80 game every single month, that's a lot of money. Mm-hmm. So that's why I've always said, like, hey, if you just get PlayStation Plus, it's $60 a year, the price of one game, and you get all these other games. I think that's a good deal because you get, like, all these free games. But it really does, like, put a weird asterisk on it where it's like, you get all these free games, but you might have to pay for them later. Like, you might have to pay for the upgrade fee or all this other stuff, or they won't even let you upgrade for it. You can't, like. You'd have to buy new games for the PS5.
It's stupido. I mean, I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah, trying to see. Yeah, I hope they iron out the kinks. 2022 is a new year. But yeah, again. Shout out to Xbox because it's very simple. Hey, did you buy Halo? Cool. You just own it everywhere. You own it here. You own it 4 consoles from now. You own that Halo game forever. It's simple. It's easy, and it works. And I definitely got to give him props for Because at first they the way they described it, they made it sound so complicated. Like it was like, oh, you have it on through your account and blah 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 blah. But like no, they put their money where their mouth is. It's simple, it's easy, and I'm hoping going forward, PlayStation at least tries to make it easier for people.
I agree.
And speaking of making it easier, let's go to our next story, which comes to us from Gamer Rant. And it's that PlayStation patents automated system to detect trolls and disruptive players in multiplayer games. And this comes to us from Rory Young. As anyone who frequently plays multiplayer games can attest, trolls and why am I so illiterate? Disruptive players are ubiquitous. Moderation efforts are failing across the medium. That's something acknowledged by Sony in a recently published patent, which describes how the management of disruptive players in video games is not currently done as well as possible. The patent goes on to describe a system to more aggressively recognize, process, and track disruptive player behaviors in multiplayer games. It's a potential system that could be built into PlayStation games in the future. The patent describes a complex automated system for multiplayer games. The system starts by identifying disruptive in-game events as they happen, or even predicting the potential for disruptive events in the future by tracking them when they happen. Following a disruptive event, the system recognizes the responsible player and collects evidence of the event. It also generates real-time behavioral data, which then is displayed back to the players within a match or of the game. To make this clear, this is an automated system that is constantly running. It is capable of tracking and not only tracking disruptive behavior and flagging it and reporting it, but also for tracking good behavior. In fact, the system even assigns a behavior score to players, which takes into account not only disruptive players' behavior, but also behavioral marks, which can be assigned for positive interactions. While the system may seem like it's simply designed to enable current moderation efforts more effectively, allowing them to track disruptive players more actively, it's much more than that. The system's demographic data can also be used for automated matchmaking too, by calculating the potential for disruptive behaviors based on players in a single match. By doing that, the matchmaking system could then potentially disperse disruptive players in a way that minimizes the possibility of this disruptive event. While Sony makes it clear that what makes the Sony patent stand out is that it acknowledges the current failings of the current efforts. Current moderation efforts are resource heavy, requiring large teams to parse through ineffective collective data and evidence. These customer service agents and moderators aren't in-game when the disruption happens in-game. They rely on automated systems or players reporting to make decisions. The more robust automated system will make it easier to deal with disruptive events and players. So this one's a lot more heady, a lot more out there. But yes, so baseline, they just want to ban trolls. They're saying, hey, we'll create an AI, and it'll if you're being a troll, it'll ban you. So first off, just base level, what do you feel on that?
I don't know. I think it's kind of weird that they're gonna put a score for a behavioral score. Like,
that's
like,
exactly
is there some Black Mirror crap going on here.
See, that's the exact thing for me, where I like the idea because there's definitely a lot of trolls, a lot of griefers, a lot of annoying people. I've dealt with griefers. I've dealt with annoying people. They're never fun.
What in the world is a griefer?
So a griefer is basically someone who goes onto a game with the whole intent of just causing someone grief. So for example, I learned griefing through Minecraft. I'm sure it's in other places, but just like, for example, let's say if you build a house, they'll like trap it in obsidian so you can't get out. Or they'll make like lava around your house, or they'll like set your house on fire or stuff like that. Or like they'll, harvest all the trees in the area so you have nothing to use. You know what I mean? Like, they're not purposely attacking you. They're just doing things that are really annoying and really aggravating. Or like, they'll make a TNT like platform, and then they'll put the button underneath like your bed. So when you hop out of the bed, you push the button and like cause an explosion. Gosh. So like, it's people who purposely are trying to be annoying. Like, let's say if you're in Fortnite and you're playing with a random person, they'll like bring you back to life, and then gets to one, and then like they'll walk away, and then they'll revive you, and it gets to one, and then they'll walk away because like they're trying to annoy you. They're trying to get you upset.
Okay.
So I in principle, I'm cool with, as I kick the mic. I'm cool with this. This. Like I said, you need to do something. It's not as good as it could be. The problem for me is I don't trust a computer doing this. Because...
True. Never even thought of that.
Going back to It Takes Two. I spent like 20 minutes just like throwing the nail and catching it and throwing you down a pit.
Yeah.
And we were having a good time and we were joking, but like a computer's not going to know that. A computer is going to be, this guy's being a dick.
That's true.
So that's where I get scared.
I actually never thought about that, but it's true. Like, because, it's the same thing with Facebook because, like, me and my friends like to talk the most, like, smack to each other, and I've been banned for just, like, joking around.
Because I think one time you were talking to me, like, you called me, like,
I said I hate men.
Yeah, exactly.
I got banned for saying I hate men.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
In like, a joking way.
Exactly.
It was just like, ugh, men suck, men are awful.
Yeah.
And it was just like, even I was laughing at it, but no, you got that. So this is where it gets all weird for me, or, like, again, yes, I hate griefers, I hate anyone who, because, like, again, me personally, even like with going back to Dark Souls and all that other stuff. I don't like games that are hard, but I understand it. I get why someone would get that. I will never understand the whole purpose of like I'm just trying to ruin people's day. I'm trying to be annoying. I'm trying to upset people. I will never understand that. And like I'll never see like even the benefit of it. It's just like I'm causing, or I'm just trying to clear my head. I'm just getting my aggression out. It's like, okay, but like there are more constructive ways to do it. You don't have to upset other people to, relax however you want.
Exactly.
But with the AI thing, and like you said, I don't like that in theory you could, I guess if someone was helpful and friendly and like someone went around and just reviving random people, you could give them rewards and benefits, but like it's just weird.
I agree.
We're getting to these weird parts of like of all these tech patents where like it's just like, hey, like because back in like the day it was like, hey, I made that wheel, this wheel was mine, and now like we're getting into this like all Black Mirror like heady space of like this is too
giving people a behavioral score like.
Well, no, because
it sounds weird.
Well, here's the thing. Even Grand Theft Auto actually does this, and I think that's a very good point. That in Grand Theft Auto, if you are a dick and you're rude to people, it will actually take you out of the game, and it will put you into a separate world that only has people who are dicks. And like you can.
Is this jail? Like,
no, and that's what people.
Jail.
Yeah.
Wait, is this the multiplayer version? Like...
Yes. Yeah.
I was gonna say because I don't remember this.
No,
I don't do multiplayer.
Yeah. So like, if you're a good player, I don't know the exact time frame, but like every 2 hours, if you haven't gone around killing and murdering people and like you've been nice and you've been liking games and whatever, they'll give you a free $200. Like it's nothing major, but like the more you're nice and the more you help people, they'll just give you free money.
But who goes to play GTA to be nice? What the hell?
Yeah, but like I've had games. I've had games where people
What made GTA fun? It's gone now.
Well, no, because they're generally like there's people where like you will go and you'll sit down in a chair to get your hair cut, right?
Mm-hmm.
And once you're in that menu, you're invincible. But the second you get out of that chair, you can be hurt again. So there's people who will wait for someone to go to the barber shop, sit down in a chair, and then they'll start throwing grenades in the chair. So the person is stuck in the menu, because if they get out of the menu, then they'll be, they can get hurt and all the grenades will hurt them. So people are just stuck in barber chairs for hours because people won't let them leave.
Stupid. I don't know what the...
Well, yeah.
Just die. Okay, and come back. Like,
yeah, but the thing is that like you'll respawn in the area so people will find it. And I've had people do that where like I'm just trying to buy clothes or weapons or whatever, and people are just like chasing me down and like... But on the upside, like one of my favorite memories from Grand Theft Auto was you have the main city, and then there's like the desert and the outside area. And like most people, because a lot of the missions are in the city. So I was chilling out in the desert area by myself because I'm like, good, there's nobody here, no one can bug me. I could just do my stuff in peace. Some dude like literally flies like 5 miles out of the way with a helicopter, and he just keeps trying to land on my car, swerving, and like he's like trying to knock my car off the road, and like he literally knocks me into a lamppost, and I finally have enough, so I just whip out my pistol and start shooting him out of the air, and then I shot the helicopter down and caused him to crash. And it's one of those things of like, yes, that was annoying. That was, it ruined my moment, and like I was upset because I'm trying to do stuff and this guy is swerving me off the road. But I still killed him. I had that fun, and that's like a memory I had because someone was trying to hassle me. So like I feel like if you kind of take all like the hassling and the ribbing, like I don't want it to be too safe. Basically, I think you need a certain amount of annoyance of like, all right, this guy's pissing me off. This guy's being annoying. Like, if you just only have good, happy players who like, it does kind of like soften the reason you play multiplayer. Otherwise, like, just play with your friends or this or that. Like,
exactly.
As with a lot of this stuff, we'll have to see where it goes. But yeah. I'm just the king of transitions. But seeing how what the future brings, I pulled it out. Not the first time.
Won't be the last.
This next story comes to us from PlayStationUniverse.com, and it's that PlayStation wants to fix their relationship with indie developers. And this comes to us from Dave Carr. I really looks like Dave Casserole.
Carsol. There we go.
Although PlayStation once really supported indie developers, according to multiple devs, that support has waned in recent years. Now, however, it seems like Sony is trying to repair the relationships they've squandered. A new report from IGN reveals that Sony did listen earlier this year and has been listening. They didn't directly address the public's concerns that were made, but they have resolved to focus on 3 main areas of improvement. This comes from a copy of Sony's 2021 Global Partner Survey results, which IGN obtained. Their first aim is to essentially improve communication while reducing the amount of complexity involved in getting indie games onto a PlayStation. The second is to make better game sales available to more developers while improving the store discoverability, something that has plagued PlayStation since the launch of the PS4. Lastly, Sony aims to improve and modernize their ticketing system and their customer service efforts when dealing with any issues developers may have. Those are nice goals to have, but acting on them is more meaningful, which it seems Sony has already done. I just spoke to a number of indie devs, and thankfully it seems like the pressure from all the bad press has sped up Sony's plans. While it's still not perfect across all 3 of their goals, Sony seems to be improving, albeit slowly. One anonymous developer mentioned in the report still isn't convinced though, and says that they need to see more consistent follow-through through Sony. So yeah. So on its face, there's nothing crazy, I find more interesting is, and I especially going back to the whole, the whole upgrade thing, because you even said that earlier, is like, they're making all the money, they're doing all this other stuff. So I find it interesting how, on one hand, like, I love indies in theory. No, because I like, hey, you're going out, you're making your own thing, you're not working for a company, you're doing it yourself. It's usually just like teams of 2-3 people, they're making a game, they're doing it passionate. Me personally, I just like the stuff that PlayStation makes, you know what I mean? I love God of War, I love Uncharted, I love The Last of Us, I love Ratchet & Clank and Spider-Man. And I know there's lots of good indie games out there, but I just don't care about half of them.
Yeah, I can feel that. And I don't know, I just feel like...
No, but...
indie games, or I guess it depends on the game.
Yes.
I just feel like PlayStation... I don't know why when I think of like indie games, I would just think of like Nintendo works better for.
Mm-hmm. No, but there's like a lot of these smaller, what was it? Like technically, what is it? Overcooked we played. That's technically an indie game.
It was cute. It was aight.
But that's the thing. Is like it's one of those things. Hey, cool. I'm glad they are taking these steps. That's always a good thing. I'm not gonna say it's bad. Like, don't do this. Like, no. They definitely need. They should try and have both. The main thing for me is just that. I feel. I guess basically indie should be the cherry on top and not the focus, and I think that's where me and people differ. Where a lot of because which we'll get into it later, but like the whole thing with Game Pass and now and all that other stuff. I enjoy like trying and playing and doing these new games, but a lot of those I probably wouldn't have bought if they weren't free or they weren't given to me or.
Yeah, and honestly, that's one of the reasons. That's one of the big reasons why I love Game Pass, because like it gives you the opportunity to play games that you would never actually buy, and sometimes you can find ones that you'd like that you never thought you'd like. Yeah,
so that's the thing for me is, on a base level, I'm like I don't care about indies, but I'm glad they're making these strides. I'm glad they're making these steps because ideally, yes, you want a balance. You want something for both.
For everyone.
Yeah, because PlayStation can't do a new game every single month, let alone every week or whatever. They need these smaller games to pick up. And, I guess the main thing for me is, like, I just want... What is it? I want Sony to basically find a way to balance the two. Because with the PS3, they were all on indie games. They just did a bunch of small games, a bunch of little games, and like honestly, I loved all of them. But when it comes to my money and my wallet, like, because even a lot of indie games are typically they're a lot cheaper, so they'll start like $15, $20. So it's one of those things like, again, just using American math, but like I could buy a one PlayStation game for $60. Or I could get like 3-4 indie games for, the same price. And it's one of the things for me, like, as much as I do love how cheap it is, me personally, I much rather just spend that $60 on a game I know I'm going to love and it's going to be fantastic and it's like perfect compared to that one was okay. That one was cool. That one, like, but like.
I agree.
Yeah, and obviously, they can't. It's not fair to compare them because you have like, again, literally teams of two going off against like hundreds of, people working for the same company. The main thing for me is going forward, I want PlayStation to find a nice balance of the two. Because even what was it? You've done a few state of plays with me, and like stuff like what was it? The little train one, the dude and... Oh, God, I can't remember.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I don't think there's ever going to be a world where you don't need an indie portion. The main thing for me is, like, I want there to have, Little Devil Inside Area. Yeah, I see, like, I love this thing. And I think that's the thing is... Because you look at the way those PlayStation things are set up, and it's usually like, hey, we have one big game, and then like 10, 12 bunch of little games. And I guess the main thing for me is I just want to keep that balance of doing great, awesome PlayStation games, but also having those indie games.
What was that one that you watched the other day? And there was the little foxes. What was that for?
Oh, geez, that's Nintendo, but Fox game? I don't know.
What the heck?
First three.
There's gonna be so many. Like, why would
Spirit of the North, Fox in the Forest, Super Lucky's Tale. Okay, I don't know which one it is.
Indie Fox?
No, but yeah, no, exactly, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, see, exactly, that's... I don't have much more to say, unless you do, but it's one of those things like, yeah. I'm glad they are listening. I'm glad they're taking...
Yeah, I feel like it's a good move for them.
And speaking of good news, Sony is reportedly planning to bring PlayStation Now to phones. And this comes to us from Engadget.
Wow.
You have no idea what it is.
No.
This comes to us from J Fingas.
What? Oh, never mind. I'm not going to say that.
Fingas.
Ooh,
Fingas.
Yeah.
Fingas pop. Anyway, Microsoft isn't the only company hoping to bring its games to phones. The Verge has said that it has obtained a document from the Epic Games lawsuit against Apple, indicating that the iPhone maker has learned that Sony has been planning a mobile extension of PlayStation Now since 2017. Yes.
Hold on. Epic Games has a lawsuit against Apple?
Okay, so it's already done, but basically, history time, children. So,
sit around, children.
So basically, what it is, and I've already explained this to you before. Okay.
You explained it to me?
Sorry, no. I think. Okay, so, because this all boils down to Fortnite, because of course it does. So with iPhones, right, you have the App Store. And that's the only way to get apps on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
And any game that is on the App Store, Apple gets a cut of that money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Fortnite was like, what if we make our own App Store? That way Apple doesn't get a cut. And Apple was like, we're not letting you do that. It's our phone. You can't put your own thing. So Fortnite was like, okay, here's what we'll do. We'll put a link to our store on a website, so that way we don't have to make our own app store. You can just buy V-Bucks off the website for cheaper, and they were giving it a 10% if you bought it through Epic compared to Apple. You would get more V-Bucks. Apple was not happy about this because they were being cut out of the deal because they weren't getting their cut of the money. So they went to court to see, if that was legal or whatever. And the super short is the judge was like, all right, you can't do that workaround, but you also have to let them do their stuff, Apple. So basically, Apple doesn't have to let them have their own app store on the iPhone if they want, but they do have to let them earn money outside, other ways if they want. The fun thing is that because so many companies work with Apple and with, and Fortnite's on everything, literally every company got dragged into this. So, they had leaks about, Nintendo, they had leaks about PlayStation, Xbox, every company Fortnite has ever worked with got dragged into this mess. And, because the lawyers just wanted to see every document about everything because they were trying to discredit the other side and see, this company was...
Damn, sounds like a cluster.
Yes.
F.
Yes, so yeah, it was a nightmare. The court cases I think it just finished. I want to say I keep saying October, November because I don't want to think about the fact that July was 9-10 months ago.
Oh my god, July was 6 months ago.
It's still a long time. It still feels way longer. But
right.
Going back to the news story. The streaming. So basically, through all the court shenanigans, we found out that Sony wants to put PlayStation Now on iPhones. The service would stream 450 PS3 games at first, excuse me, and then allow PS4 titles later. Apple mentioned the PS Now expansion as it was in the early stages of developing Apple Arcade, a service similar to PlayStation Now as well as Xbox Gamepass. While Arcade didn't launch until 2019 and still doesn't include streaming, Apple saw PlayStation Now as indicative of a broader shift towards gaming subscriptions. Provided Apple's scoop was accurate, it's unclear why Sony still isn't streaming games to the smartphone owners. A hybrid of PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus is reportedly due in the spring of 2022. We'll get to that later. But the relevant rumor didn't make it to mention of mobile access. Sony has already declined to comment. So there's a lot of word salad there. So let me I'll break it down as simple as possible.
You're making me sound like I'm...
No, because it's always it always starts simple and then it's all right. So.
Oh, sorry. Oh my god, I'm terrible.
So,
Don't hate me.
It's because he keeps kicking the mic. So, okay, so I'm like, I don't even know where to start with this. Okay, so Xbox has Xbox Game Pass, which, obviously you have an Xbox and you've used before. It lets you play free games, whatever, with this thing. PlayStation has PlayStation Now, which is pretty much the exact same thing. But it has PS3 games, it has certain PS1 games, but it's pretty much the same thing. You download games and you play them. Certain games can only be streamed, though. So, like, if you don't have an internet connection, you cannot play them. Some people have a big problem with this. I'm like, that's how Netflix works. It's not that big a deal, but some people are upset that you have to be online to play the games.
You have to for Game Pass, too, though.
Only certain games. And you can still have the option to download games to your console. But, no, like you said, so Microsoft has been updating and tweaking Game Pass. So now, even selector titles, you can play on your phone via streaming. So you could play, let's just say, like Halo on your phone. You don't need an Xbox. So that's what this is saying, is that right now, PlayStation, you can only play on a PS4. But the rumor is that they are going to allow you to do PlayStation Now on your phone, similar to how Xbox does it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so again, it is the same basic idea as Game Pass. You get free games. It's a subscription thing you pay for every month. The only difference is right now with PlayStation, you can only do it on a console. With Xbox, they have, like... like a...
screen thing.
Well, yeah, so like certain console. Like
you can do it on your TV too, no?
No, you still need an Xbox or, like, you can do it off your computer, but, like, you still need, all that other stuff. Yeah, they've even talked about how they're going to do, they want to get it down to just, like, like a little USB stick that you just plug into the TV, so, like, you don't even need a console.
Call me old-fashioned, but I like the console.
Yeah, and, well, I guess that's the first part, is, for me, the idea is cool of, like, grabbing because, like, ideally it would be like, oh, you're on the bus or you're in an Uber or whatever, and you just, like, whip out your phone and then, and play like that. You can play games anywhere. That's cool. The thing for me is that, Xbox does let you use the touchscreen, where, they'll put the buttons, they'll put the button on the on the screen for you to see, but like I don't like playing like that, like using the touch screen. I don't like using the touch screen, because even PlayStation has an app where you can stream. Okay, here, this is where it's so confusing. PlayStation has an app where you can stream games to your phone, right? And you can play any game on your PlayStation. The problem is that it is based off of your internet and your phone's internet. So, whatever. You just bought Miles for me for Christmas. So theoretically, I can play the new Spider-Man right now on my phone, but the PS4 has to be on, and it has to be connected to the internet, and my phone also has to be connected to the internet. So, like, I could play it at work or whatever, or like this, but
that has to be turned on.
Yes, exactly.
It's so stupid.
Well, see,
where is the convenience in this?
See, but that's what. See, this is why they're saying that if PlayStation Now gets the update, they will, soon. Because I'm showing her some pictures right now. Because this is what a lot of people do, is they'll bring an Xbox controller with them. So, like, hey, now you don't have to use the annoying touchscreen. You can just use your actual controller. But the thing for me is, like, the whole convenience of a phone is that you can put it in your pocket and it's there. I don't know how many people are gonna, like, bring around with a controller.
Like,
exactly. Like, even, like, all right, cool. Women have a purse. Where are dudes gonna carry this? And that's the main thing for me is like, yes, the idea of, hey, just being able to whip out your phone and play a PlayStation game, the idea is cool. I'm not going to deny that. Like, just the idea of, like, you know what, I'm on the toilet, let me go, play a match of Fortnite, do this or that. All right, I'm on the bus.
Oh, I've done that with my Switch.
See, but exactly, that's what the Switch has the benefit of, is that, like, it's built for that. I'm not gonna bring, because even here you have to get, for certain games you need the stand, or the little phone holder to hold the thing and this and that. So, like, on a base level, I do think it's cool of the idea of, hey, again, I'm just gonna call it PlayStation Game Pass just for simplicity's sake. I think it's cool being able to play that on your phone, being able to do that. The main thing for me is, like, I just don't know. Again, I don't know how much people are really gonna use this. You know what I mean? I don't know where you're ever going to be in a position where you're like, I want to play an Xbox game, but it's not at my house. Or, like, not this. Like, I got to play it on
the go.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know. There must be some type of...
Oh, no. I know people are...
want for it.
Well, again, and PlayStation kind of... The difference is with Xbox, the way it does it is that, excuse me.
Ugh, I hate...
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm pulling it up now. The difference way that Xbox does it is that, much like Netflix, right? You're hitting up Netflix and they're doing all the hard work. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't have to plug anything in when you go onto Netflix. You just pick a movie and go. And then they do all the computing stuff on their end. With PlayStation, the way it's set up is, like I said, I can connect to my specific PlayStation and play, like, for example... It only goes off of the PlayStation itself. So, like, technically speaking, you can't change discs if you're not at your console, you know what I mean? So let's say I'm at work, I'm playing Spider-Man, and I'm like, oh, I want to play a different game. If it's not installed onto the console, I can't play that game. Because obviously I would have to be here to change the disc. Mm-hmm. So...
Wow.
So, again, it's one of those things,
The idea is pretty cool, but, like, I feel like it needs to be refined more.
Yeah, because I'm even showing her now, like, you can see, like, yeah, they'll give you the little, the fake joystick.
That's how I'd have to play Genshin.
And I hate that. I hate using the fake virtual controller. But then again, I'm also not going to bring a controller in my backpack with me. Like,
right. Like...
At that point, I'd just rather bring my Switch.
Exactly.
So... This is one of those ones. Cool, it's not for me. I don't really know who it is for personally, but I know that is people's.
All the power to you.
Yeah, I know this is people's big issue with Xbox is that they let you. Again, it's still like in a beta. It's not every game on Game Pass. It's like, let's say, about a third of them. But I think the thing for me is, like, I think people just want it for the novelty. I think people like the idea of, like, hey, look, I'm playing, whatever, Halo on my phone. But, like, I don't think anyone's generally going to play their Xbox games just like that.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
They just want to be at a party and, hey, like, yo, check this out. Like, they're not going to do it
just to say they can.
Exactly. So we'll have to see what happens with that, if it does get updated or whatever. But the final story, because I'm slowly dying here, and probably the most beefiest one, because of course it is, comes to us from techadvisor.com by Lewis Painter. And it is that PlayStation may be working on a Game Pass competitor.
Ooh, spicy!
Sony is apparently hard at work on its answer to Xbox Game Pass behind closed doors, codenamed Project Spartacus internally. The news comes from a new Bloomberg report outlining key features of the subscription service along with a possible release window, but there's much more to it than that. Oh my goodness. Bloomberg's Jason Schreier, who broke the news on the PlayStation Project Spartacus, the internal codename for the Game Pass rival, suggests that the upgraded game subscription service is currently planned for some time of spring 2022.
Release. Are you excited?
There isn't any concrete pricing in place just yet, but we do know via Bloomberg is that PlayStation Plus will be a combination. the new PlayStation Plus will be a combination of PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now, and that the pricing will likely reflect that. Per the Bloomberg report, Sony is alleging 3 tiers for its new subscription service, which is slightly different digital offering for each. We imagine it will be in line or close to what Microsoft charges for Gamepass system, which is currently broken into 2 tiers, Game Pass and Game Pass Ultimate. Per the Bloomberg report, citing sources who asked not to be identified because they weren't authorized to talk on the plan, it will be a 3-tier system. It will be a 3-tier system which effectively combines PlayStation Plus, PlayStation Now, and this third to a single subscription. The top-end PlayStation Plus subscription will allegedly add extended... Sorry, excuse me. Let me start over. The entry-level tier will offer something similar to the existing PlayStation Plus subscription, while the second tier will introduce PlayStation Now library of PS4 and PS5 games. But the top tier will pique the interest of most. The top tier PlayStation Plus subscription will allegedly add extended game demos, cloud game-based streaming, similar to how Xbox does, and a library of classic titles spanning the PS1, PS2, and PSP generations. There is an air of uncertainty of the games included as part of the subscription, though. One of the features of Microsoft's Game Pass Ultimate is the ability to play platform-exclusive titles at release for no extra cost, and is likely a big feature that PlayStation gamers are hoping for too. However, a recent interview suggests that might not be the case, as PlayStation has already said that they are not looking into making their games day and date.
It may not be unsustainable.
Yes. PlayStation president said, questioned the long-term prospect of Microsoft Game Pass Ultimate business model, stating that it's very hard to launch a $120 million game on a subscription service charging $9.99 a month. It's certainly a tough line to walk, and it'll be interesting to see how Sony tackles the issue of a day one release with its new subscription service. Project Spartacus, as it's internally known, is still not finalized, so plans could change between now and release, but it will no doubt be a welcome announcement from the legion of PlayStation fans jealous of the Xbox-based subscription service. Okay, I gotta catch my breath, because there's a lot of it in there.
Take a drink. Take a minute.
Okay,
Clear your
so
throat.
let's start top level. How? Because again, you have Game Pass. You've been paying for Game Pass for a while. Just base level, how would you feel if PlayStation did this too? We're like, hey, you know. But again, this is the only thing.
Well, I have Game Pass Ultimate.
Well, the thing with Ultimate is it's just okay. God, this is confusing. Game Pass just by itself only gives you only gives you
the gold and all that other stuff.
Exactly, and you need you need you need gold to play online multiplayer with friends. So if you just got base Game Pass, right, you can't play online multiplayer. So and that's why a lot of people just like have, and that's what always blows my mind when, you know, like only half of people only have PlayStation Plus, or like, I'm like, really? Only half people want to play online with their friends or other stuff? Like, I understand not everyone wants to play multiplayer games, but it's just weird to me that half the population doesn't want to do that. That's what I find more interesting.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, so... And again, this is where it gets murky, where they already kind of have this. They have it in PlayStation Now. The difference is that, like you said, there's no one thing. You have to pay for PlayStation Plus and then PlayStation Now. There's no, like, PlayStation Plus Ultimate. Like, you have the two subscriptions, because I think PlayStation Plus is, like, $60 for a year, and then it's, like, $9.99 a month for Now. So, that's where this goes, is that they're trying to combine everything into... They're kind of streamlining it a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, excuse me. And, yeah, so that they're going to do... You know, PlayStation Plus, PlayStation Plus 2, and then PlayStation Now.
3-tier subscriptions.
Yes.
Which I think is a good move for them. What do you think?
Oh, I'm trying to catch my breath. No, so this is where it all gets interesting to me. Where, and actually, I have notes about this because you know, the thing for me is the reason I love PlayStation Plus specifically, and again, why I'm doing a podcast about PlayStation Plus is much like Netflix. The problem with Game Pass is they just have so much stuff. It becomes a little like overwhelming on a certain level. We're just like, I don't know what to do or what to play. Like, they're always like, hey, we added like 30 games this month. And I'm like, okay, I'll try that one. Maybe, I don't know. Like, with PlayStation Plus, it's a lot simpler. If like, hey, we have 3 games a month. I'm like, cool. I can make a choice out of that. That's simple. That's easy for me to understand. And then, kind of going back again, that, what was it? Dating this a little bit. I was talking on Twitter how Kingdom Hearts 3 is leaving Game Pass again. Where, what was it? Was it April or whatever? Basically, shortly after we started dating.
They took it off.
Yeah, they took...
the 1 and 2 off.
Yeah, they took... Yeah, the first few games, and then they took 3 off. It was off for 3 months. Then it came back. Now it's leaving again at the end of January. So the thing for me is, like, I enjoy PlayStation Plus because once I own those games, they're mine forever as long as I have PlayStation Plus. But, like, if I want to go back and play a game from 2-3 years ago, I can do that.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that's annoying with Game Pass. Is, like, I had GTA, and then when they take it off, you can't play it anymore.
Yeah.
It's gone. Like, even though I had it downloaded on my Xbox.
And it's funny because I basically, I posted on Facebook because I was just saying, because they were talking about how the show I was listening to was raving about how, like, oh, this month's great, this month's fantastic. And it was just like, oh, Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which, like, I bought for you. And then there's, like, a bunch of other old games. And that's why I was asking people online, because the thing I always find interesting is, like, when people complain about PlayStation Plus, it's always like, this month sucks, this one's awful, this one's a crap. And it's because they're comparing it to Game Pass, where you're always getting brand new games right where they come out. And that's why I wrote on Facebook and I asked a bunch of people, why do you play Game Pass? Are you doing it because you want the brand new games when they come out at launch? Or do you like the older games, like, from the 360, or like Mass Effect Legendary Edition, where, like, you want these, good games that people already love and rave and talk about, like, or even Kingdom Hearts, you know what I mean? Do you want just, like, access to that? And it was actually really interesting because I got, like, about almost 50 votes, sorry, like 60 votes or whatever, and, like, 45 people were all like, no, I want new games, new games. Only like 6 or 7 people were like, no, I want it for the old games. I want the games from like 2 or 3 years ago. I want all that other stuff. And that's what I find interesting is that Game Pass is like a runaway success. Game Pass is good. I love Game Pass, and like I think for anyone who has like a kid or like, not a lot of income, like it's so easy to recommend Game Pass because like you can just get an Xbox for like $200, and then like you can literally buy like years of Game Pass. So you could get like, let's just say, $100 worth of years for Game Pass. So for $300, this kid has a console and like endless games to play and all this other stuff. The problem is that like, what is it? Yeah, like the president of PlayStation said, that's just not sustainable. Where even, again, like 47 people out of like 60, they want the brand new game as it comes out, all this other stuff. So that's where, like, for me, I really don't know how to feel about this news, because they're clearly doing this because Game Pass is a runaway success. People love Game Pass.
They're trying to,
catch up. But the thing is, like, they already have Now. Yeah, it's not good. It's not marketed like how Game Pass is, because like everyone loves Game Pass, and people even forget Now exists half the time. But see, the thing for me is I just feel I just feel like they're losing a battle because again, only a few people play, you know, play Game Pass for the older games. Because what was it? Even when we first started dating, like you had what was it? Alice Madness Returns, which I loved. I was great, but like I understand most people are not gonna, not gonna go back and play like a almost 14, 15-year-old game at this point. I don't even want to think about it. But it's just very interesting that a lot of modern people right now, they just want to be there opening weekend, play the game for like 2 weeks and then move on to the next thing. And that's where I guess I disagree with a lot of people. Which actually is going to pull into our last section, which I may have not forgot. But it's actually that we got reader mail for the first time ever. Yeah, I'm very excited.
It's super cute. I love it.
Yes, if you want to have your letter and thoughts read on air, you can do it over at PlayStationPlusShow@gmail.com. But this one comes to us from Kevin Grant.
Garaventa.
Silencio Bruno.
Hopefully that's not offensive.
No, it's from Luca.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you mean? It's from Luca. I love Luca. Anyway, but yeah, so actually, yeah, but he wrote in and just saying, I just listened to your episode covering the November Plus games and the recent news. Your segment about PlayStation Plus subscribers compared to Switch Online and Xbox Live caught my attention because I have a PS5 and a Switch, but I don't have online for either right now. It's for a number of different reasons, but they're mainly because the Plus games haven't interested me lately. I haven't had that much time to play at all. I have a decent backlog of purchased game, and none of them which have multiplayer. I don't have many people to play online with, and I can also check out games for free from my local library. However, I do plan on reactivating my Plus this weekend to grab the December games for my library, as well as the January games, especially Deep Rock Galactic, which has my interests. So, I guess the main thing for me is that I just find it really interesting that you look very confused, so I'll let you read it over. No, but the thing I find very interesting is I feel like people want a very specific thing, and I don't know how reasonable it is, because from what my understanding is, because a lot of people are like, well, this is boring. It really seems like people just want. And I'm oversimplifying for a bit, but it really seems like people just want new games for free, as cheap as possible, and not having to pay money. And I just don't think that's sustainable. Because Xbox just said hey, all our games, they're gonna be free forever. If you have Game Pass, you have these games for free.
So, would you recommend PlayStation him to reactivate it so he can get those games next month?
Well, yes. Yeah. He already said he's.
Well, he's been thinking about it.
Did he say I'm thinking?
Oh, he says I do plan on reactivating it.
Yeah, he's gonna get
because it is.
Yes, those are games he's interested in, and that's what a lot of people do. Is that which I also do not understand. I'm fine. I get it, but people will, because you've heard that before, where people when The Witcher is coming out, they'll subscribe to Netflix for The Witcher, and then they'll cancel their subscription when The Witcher's over. And I'm like, I don't understand that. I think that's weird to me personally, because I just to me that's like buying a Costco subscription just to go have the free samples and then canceling your subscription to Costco. It's like,
well, if you have no need to be paying monthly for something, I can understand wanting to.
But there's other stuff at Costco you can do besides the free samples. I feel like if you just keep going to Costco, eventually you're gonna get your money's worth from.
But maybe not everybody can afford $18 a month.
Yes, and that's what he says. That yes, saying not everyone can.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm terrible.
Yeah, he says
he's gonna divorce me.
Yeah, because like you said, he doesn't play a lot of multiplayer games. As I kick stuff around, he doesn't play a lot of multiplayer games. He doesn't play a lot of other stuff. So like, this is the hard thing for me, and where I'm constantly struggling, where I don't know. Again, I like Game Pass much like the phone streaming stuff. I love Game Pass in theory, because even with you, I've played Skatebird, I've played
Honestly,
12 minutes.
They both have their pros and cons.
Yeah, like I played 12 minutes, and I wouldn't have played those games if it wasn't for Game Pass. But the problem is, I feel like it does. I guess for lack of a better term, because the games are just like free and you just download what you want, I do feel like a lot of people are just becoming entitled now, where they're just like, whatever, I'm not playing that game. That game's not worth $60, and it's like, well, what is it? Well, with Game Pass, it's only $10. It's like, cool, but every game cannot be $10. Like no game would ever make money. And at the end of the day, you like, as much as it sucks, gaming is an expensive hobby. And there's things you can do, like you can buy games on sale. You can buy games, at discount stores. You can buy and you could probably get like a PS4 for like $200 now. You know what I mean? If you looked around. But at the end of the day, like, I'm lowballing, but like, you get a console for $200, and like, let's say a controller for $30, and then a game for $20, and like, this stuff like starts building up. And the thing for me is like, I don't think there's a way where if everything is just a subscription service like Netflix, where, if you have PlayStation Game Pass, you just get all these games for free. I don't think that's sustainable. PlayStation has already said they aren't going to put their games for free. They want you to buy them at launch. So the main thing for me is, like, they already have the PlayStation streaming service. I don't know what another one can offer. And, like, a lot of people have said, it's like, oh, well, the other one sucks. The other one, like, oh, people don't even know it exists. People don't even know how to use it. And the main thing for me is, like, it just seems easy. Like, wouldn't it be easier to just make that other one better instead of introducing another one?
Honestly, I feel like it's smart for them to put it all together. Only because if everybody doesn't even know that now exists, if they put it all together, they're kind of going to be forced to have it and maybe interact with it more.
Well, see, like, the thing for me is, like, I guess a way to describe it is, like, if Netflix was like, hey, we are doing a separate anime app. This app is just for anime. And, like, if you, like, all our anime stuff's going to be there. And the thing for me is, like, I just rather you put the anime stuff on normal Netflix. I don't need a secondary.
Exactly.
And you could even say, like,
opposite.
Well, no, because you could even say, like,
for PlayStation.
No, go on.
You're saying, but Netflix already has everything all in one spot, where PlayStation doesn't.
No, but they do. Like, they have their stream.
Is PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now one service right now?
No.
Exactly.
See, but the problem is that I guess the main thing for me, like, this is where it gets all confusing because, and like intertwined, where, so many people compare PlayStation Plus to to Game Pass. Mm-hmm. And the reason that doesn't work is that's like comparing Amazon Prime to the Apple iStore. Because you can buy movies on your iPhone, you know what I mean? But, like, you can't, but you have to buy those movies one at a time. You can't do it. So that's where it breaks down for me, where they're doing PlayStation Plus and Game Pass are doing two different things. Mm-hmm. And trying to combine PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now into one thing doesn't work because they offer two different services. They offer two different things. And if you try and combine it, it just kind of muddies it. Because like I said, the cool thing with PlayStation Plus is that as long as I have my PlayStation Plus, I can play any game from like 3-4 years ago. But going with Game Pass, if they take a game off of Game Pass, like, you're screwed. If you didn't buy it, and that's why I personally love PlayStation Plus, and why I don't have a Now subscription, because I want to be able to play these games whenever I want. I don't want to, because even, what was it, like, once it's on your console, you don't need an internet access, obviously, unless it needs multiplayer or whatever. But with Game Pass and with PlayStation Now, if you're streaming the game, you need all this stuff.
Okay.
So for me, it's just, yeah, like, again, because, see, what was it? I'm just reading more of the article. Because it's talking about how Game Pass Ultimate, which gives you Game Pass and Game Pass and Xbox Live Gold, is only $15 a month.
Well, that's American.
Yes, yeah. Well, or 10.
It's like $18.99.
Yeah, something. Excuse me. I don't. This is just one of those things. Again, like I said before, everyone is like super excited, super crazy, and me personally, I don't really think this is the best move for anyone, because I feel like the reason Xbox has done Game Pass is because their consoles aren't selling as well, their games are not, in as much demand as PlayStation, and the reason PlayStation games have been in demand so much is because, like, yes, they only do 2 or 3 games a year, but those are like banger, 10 out of 10, perfect. Everyone loves those games. But with Xbox Game Pass, the last few months has just been like, okay, get this, like, just grab whatever we can. And I don't really think copying them and doing what they're doing is going to help them in the long run. Because me personally, I feel like they should just keep making good. Whoops. I'm tired.
It's okay.
Yeah. I'm surprised I got this far without doing it. But if they keep making good stuff, people will buy it. But with Game Pass, you're just kind of chasing this thing of like, okay, well, we got to have new stuff constantly because people are going to get bored. They're going to move on to the next thing, and then they're going to get bored with that. But, like, stuff like, again, God of War or The Last of Us, they're, like, still good for years. Like, we were even just talking about playing Last of Us 1 again because of how good it still is. But then you have stuff like, what is it, like Skateboard or 12 Minutes, where we were done with that in, like, a day. We're like, cool, we played it, we're done. We're on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't think this is, like, I don't know. I know a lot of people are excited for this. They want Plus and Now to combine, even though Xbox isn't. Because, like, the interesting thing is that Xbox has put all their focus onto Game Pass. So if you look at their actual Xbox Live, which is the equivalent of, like, PlayStation Plus, theirs has been trash for the last 2-3 years. Because they want all the focus and the energy going on Game Pass. And I just feel like PlayStation's, like, I feel like they're kind of trying to chase a high when they should be focusing on their own thing.
Yeah, I can understand that. What can work for one might not work for the other.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I can understand why they're doing it, but
yeah, see, that's the thing for me. Is like, I get it, because again, there's all this pressure from people. People want PlayStation Game Pass, and it's one of those things. I don't agree. Like, I understand why people want it. I understand why people think it's a good idea. I just, I don't know. I don't, because at the end of the day, because then let's just say hypothetically, we live in a world where cool. All right, cool. There is a PlayStation Game Pass. I guess the main thing for me is, like, what really separates them. Like, they're both subscription service. They're at one of those things. Just like, well, because I remember back in the day with, like, Netflix. Netflix had everything. You know what I mean? And then, like, now it's like, well, because again, I'm gonna be Canadian, but, like, cool. Dexter is on Crave, so we need that. But then, like, well, Mandalorian is on Disney Plus, so we need this. So, like, instead of having one amazing library, you have, like, 4 or 5 subscriptions split across, like, different things.
yeah.
So me personally, I would like to just keep everything in one place, keep it all together, instead of having to break out all these tiny different subscriptions where you're just like you're subscribing for this one game or this one show or this other stuff.
Yeah, would be nice.
I could go on for this forever. It's like I said, it's very. It's just interesting to see because PS5 keeps on selling. PlayStation is making a ton of money.
Well, clearly, so it's like,
yeah.
Why fix something that seems to be working already?
Well, exactly. So because they want more money. But yeah, so we'll have to see where it goes. I guess the main thing for me is I also find it because, like they said, it'd be 3 tiers. So there's, again, I'm just gonna go Plus, Now, Game Pass. But it'll be like Game Pass Ultimate, where the more you subscribe, you get the tier below it. Me personally, I find that more confusing because now you have 3 subscriptions you technically have to keep track of.
Yeah, true. Compared
to now, where it's only 2. So we'll have to see. It honestly could go either way. Again, it's not until it won't even.
What they say?
Spring of 2022. Yeah, so we're still a few months away to see if they actually go through with it.
Well, I guess we shall see.
Yeah.
Only time will tell.
Yes. But that will do it for another episode of the Unofficial PlayStation Plus podcast. I'm tired. The coffee
started off a long time ago.
Yeah, the coffee ran off a long time ago. So before we head out, I'm just going to quickly talk about the Plus games for January 2022. I forgot what year it is. But yeah, so on PlayStation Plus, the free games are Deep Rock Galactic, much like Kevin was looking forward to, Dirt 5, and Persona 5 Strikers. And then over on Xbox, you get Neuro Voider and Aground. 2 games I've never heard of. At least I've heard of Persona. I'm like, I don't even know what that is. But yeah, so
Persona.
Yeah, no, it's
reminds me of Trash Taste. Weren't they saying something about Persona?
Yeah, Persona is like a big RPG. Like lots of people love it.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is a action version, I'm excited because
Ooh.
Yeah, you don't have to be a number. You go up and beat people up. Oh my god, my dumb simple brain can understand it.
Too bad I won't be playing it.
But yes.
I'm not invited to next podcast. I'm not cool enough.
Anyway, if you want to keep up with if you want to keep the conversation going or check out the daily happenings of the show, be sure to follow us over at PS Plus Pod, all one word, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you want to follow myself, you can do it over at Viral Vinny, all the fun social media places. If you'd like to write into the show and have your thoughts read on air, you can do it over at PlayStationPlusShow@gmail.com. I always space out with this part. Where can people find you, Miss Sarah Lou?
Miss Sarah Lou.
On Twitter? Is that your Instagram?
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
I'll have the Instagram.
I'm really not on social media that much. Maybe I will be soon. Who knows?
Well, the last time we pimped the Facebook group and then it got taken down. So
yeah, so let's not.
Yeah, let's not jinx it. But no, I'll have all her info in the description. And I was gonna do this next episode, but seeing how it's delayed. What is it? We started a Discord. If you want to go hop in there, discuss Plus games, discuss news, all that fun stuff, because that's what trendy people are doing now. It's a really long code. I'm not going to read it out, but it'll be in the description if you want to go check it out. Hop in, just see how things are going. God, I'm brain. I'm
brain gone.
Brain gone dead. I have been Vincent Kenny. She has been Miss Sarah Lou, our lovely guest for this episode. And this has been the Unofficial PlayStation Plus podcast. And until next time, long live play, whenever, wherever, forever. Whoop whoop! Oh.